We just got a brand new Magic Pass with Godfrey being the guaranteed legendary, but is he worth it? At first glance, I said no way, but let's take another look. Welcome everybody. If you don't know me, my name is BearCozy. I strive to make not only entertaining, but also educational videos. I like to make account progress videos, I like to make guides, and I like to have fun in general. So today we're looking at the new Magic Pass, and more specifically Godfrey. Now, when I first seen Godfrey in the guaranteed Magic Pass, of course, if you do not know, you can get a guaranteed legendary at level 30 of the Magic Pass, which is not very difficult to do. You do have to purchase it, so it is a paid option, but a guaranteed Lego for $10 is fairly cheap. So, at first glance, when I seen him, I said, there's absolutely no way he's worth it. But when I took another look, I wanted to go ahead and grab him. So let's take a look together. Is he good, and what makes him good in my opinion? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go up to the index. I currently don't have him, and I am going to get him. So the only way I can see him right now is in the index, and he is under the Silent Woodlands. And right now, Godfrey is a guaranteed legendary, of course, from the Magic Pass, which is awesome. I'm going to turn down my game sound a little bit because it is very, very loud for me. I had it cranked up. So Godfrey, here he is. He is a legendary hero. Now, the first thing to note, he is not a nuking hero, right? He's not a damage-dealing hero. So if he's not a damage-dealing hero, what makes him good? When I personally think, and I think you can relate, when most of us think of good heroes, we think of how much damage do they actually do, right? Can they nuke the arena team sky high? Can they nuke the opponent sky high? Do they do a lot of damage? A lot of us define a good hero as a nuking hero, whether it be single target or AoE. Now, in my opinion, in the beginning, I did not think he was very good. However, he does have a bunch of birds, which is kind of cool. It's a really cool design, but we'll get to that in a second. But when I read his kit and when I seen him in arena, he's actually really, really good. And what makes him good is, number one, his trait. Now, if we look at his trait, Unascended, it deals some damage, not a whole lot, to the enemy recipient of a positive effect, which means the whole team, if the whole team is getting buffed, the whole team takes some damage, right? With a 50% chance of extending the cooldowns of the target's ultimate ability by one turn. Now, where he gets really good is on his Ascended. This doesn't need to be Ascended for this to work. However, he still doesn't deal that much damage, only 80% damage to the enemy recipient of positive effect, which means when the enemy gets buffed, he does deal a little bit of damage, which can be used to take off Brand's shields if he's doing enough, right? Or to take off some sort of a shield guard, or it can be used to take off some sort of a shield or to wear it down. So it does help. He's not a nuking hero. He's not going to completely destroy the enemy. But what makes him really, really good is this next part. He has a 100% chance of extending the cooldowns of the target's ultimate ability by one turn, right? So right now, if we're looking at this, 100% chance to lock out the enemy's ultimate for one turn, which means when it's the enemy's turn, they can't do nothing. And this is his trait, right? So as soon as the enemy team gets buffed, 100% chance if he's Ascended, of course, that is going to take a little bit of work for you, but you can do it free to play. I've done it on my brand. I've done it on a couple of different heroes. I've done it on, I've Ascended Brand Mountain King, and I've actually Ascended Gangelo completely free to play using the Arena Shop and using the Hierarchy Soul Arcana, which I call the Legendary Arcana, because this is what's used to ascend legendary heroes, anyone other than light and dark. So you can do this. If you play some arena, you can actually do this free to play. And as you can see right now, I have more than enough to get myself another one. So that's going to be cool. We're going to be doing that a little later. Let's get back to Godfrey. I got a little sidetracked because I get excited. I get actually excited when I go through and I read these guys. So what makes it really, really good is Ascended. He has a 100% chance of extending the cooldowns of the target's ultimate abilities, which can mean the whole team. And it can be triggered once per round. So as long as the enemy is receiving buffs, he will lock out their ultimate abilities. And that, of course, makes them pretty much useless, right? Leaves them with their specials and their basics. And we know that ultimate skills are what do all the damage. So if the enemy is forced to use their basic and their special only, that makes it really, really cool. Now, if that wasn't enough, his basic deals defense down, which is okay, but it can be helpful. Check out his special. It deals 100% damage to an enemy and applies unhealable to the target for 2 turns. Also, it adds silence. So between his trait, which locks out the enemy's ultimate abilities for one turn and can be triggered once per round, and his special, which applies unhealable and silence, I feel like that is a lot, because with his special, now even though it's one enemy, now you can target a specific enemy that you want to lock out their skills. Let's say Mathasia. So now between the trait of locking out all of their ultimates for one turn and unhealable and silence to the target, you can target specifically who you want it on to buy yourself some time. So if you do not have a taunt hero, if you do not have Lunar Mel or anybody else that has an AoE taunt, I should say, anybody else that has an AoE taunt, this guy is a good option. He's not going to do a ton of damage. However, he's very, very good in arena defense, especially if you have Mathasia. Right? And then if we look at his ultimate, he does do some damage, deals 150% damage to an enemy, and randomly transfers one positive effect from the target to all team members. So on top of everything that he has, he also steals one buff from the enemy and gives it to your whole team. And he removes all positive effects on that target. This guy is a control freak. So what makes this guy really, really good is the combination of his kit, which is awesome. Of course, he's got his trait we talked about. He's got the defense down on his basic, which is okay. And then we start going into his special and his ultimate, and they just get better and better. This guy is an amazing package for sustain, for shutting down the enemy teams. And I think as soon as we get him, we're going to do some gameplay, maybe on arena offense as well. We're going to try him on defense. Right now, I don't really need a heavy defense. I do okay, but I do want to try him. My biggest challenge right now is pumpkins. And speaking of pumpkins, one thing I want to note is that right now I am working on getting into the content creator program so I can get a little bit of resources to help me progress. Right now, I am struggling for pumpkins, and getting into the content creator program will help me build more heroes so we can test out more heroes. And to do that, I need your help. Do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button down below. I have all the requirements I need. I have the views and the watch time. The last thing I need is subscribers. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. So I am trying. So I do need your help for that. Do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe button down below. Also, smash the like button. That will help my YouTube channel grow. And as always, I thank you for watching. Leave me a nice comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.